Welcome back to the Ed Show. President Obama has been forced to bat down ridiculous attacks from the right on income inequality. Today in Las Vegas, he talked about so-called envy.
When Americans talk about folks like me paying their fair share of taxes, it's not because they envy the rich. Just yesterday, Bill Gates said he agrees with me that that Americans who can't afford it should pay their fair share. I promise you, Bill Gates does not envy the rich. He doesn't envy wealthy people. This has nothing to do with envy. It has everything to do with math.
Republicans are nervous about losing this argument. Income inequality and taxes are issues where Americans are clearly siding with the Democrats. So Republicans cry class warfare. Today, Warren Buffett had a few words to say about that.
So if this is a war, I wouldn't call it a war, I'd call it a struggle, but if this is a war, you know, my side has had the nuclear bomb. I mean, we've got K Street and lobbyists, and we've got money on our side in terms of contributions. We've got money on our side in terms of lobbyists.
And Mitt Romney seems to be the poster boy for an unfair system that's stacked against the middle class. He can't even get his offshore account straight on a financial disclosure form. Let's turn to our panel tonight. Let's bring in Ari Melber, who is a correspondent for The Nation magazine, and also Professor Caroline Heldman, professor of politics at Occidental College. Great to have both of you with us. Ari, let me ask you first. Romney, is he just in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong tax return and the wrong financial disclosure sheet? Isn't this a huge problem?
It is a big problem. Usually being really rich is a huge advantage in running for office, and we know about people who self-fund, which he has done some of. So it's a great thing to have that much money to spend. But boy, he is caught in the buzzsaw of this debate, and I thought it was most striking not with Warren Buffett or Obama, but in the Republican debate when he turned to Newt and said, well, under your plan, someone like me would pay nothing, meaning someone who makes as many millions as he does. You don't really want to be cast in that role in this kind of climate.
Professor, what about income inequality? Can the Democrats ride this conversation all the way to November?
I think they can. If you look at polls, 3/4 of Americans want the wealthiest Americans, meaning the top 1%, to pay more in taxes. And it's no surprise. I mean, look at Mitt Romney. He's making $60,000 a day, and he's making money off of money. He's not making that off of labor, and he's paying less than 15%, which is far less than your working class Americans are paying in taxes. So it makes a lot of common sense for Obama to really hammer away at this in the general election.
How much of a problem, Professor, do you think this is for Mitt Romney when it comes to ethics in government, some regulations about being forthcoming under a number of different laws? What do you make of it?
Well, I think back to 2008 when John McCain looked at 23 years of Mitt Romney's returns, and he chose Sarah Palin as his vice presidential choice. So I think there's actually a lot there that he is very afraid to release. Otherwise, he would have done it already.
Here's President Obama on whether Gingrich, food stamp president, has an undercurrent of race. Let's play it.
I think the American people are going to make a judgment about who's trying to bring the country together and who's dividing it. Who reflects sort of the core values that helped create this country, values of hard work and responsibility, but also looking out for one another, and who is tapping into some of our worst instincts.
Is that what he did?
No, I'm just saying they're going to be making these decisions.
Was the president a little hesitant there, Ari?
I think he was. The White House doesn't want to carry the water on this, and we know why. It's really up to us, us as citizens, to decide whether we're going to stand for this garbage. I will note that there was some stuff like this around the edges last time, and it didn't work against the president. Newt Gingrich may not end up being the nominee, but he's making a racially motivated attacks that I think the American people will reject when we get out to a general electorate.
Ari Melber, Caroline Heldman, Professor, great to have both of you with us tonight. Thanks so much.